Hello folks, welcome to the video on why we practice and the science behind practicing. I'm Ukulele Saz, founder of the Ukulele Project, flight ukulele artist and ukulele teacher based in Glasgow, Scotland. So, why do we actually practice? Well, we practice to improve, we practice to get better than we were before. I googled the definition of practicing and it gave me two different definitions. The first, to perform an activity or exercise a skill repeatedly or regularly in order to acquire, improve or maintain proficiency in it. And the second definition, to actively pursue or be engaged in a particular profession or occupation. And for us, that's ukulele. Let's discuss now some of the benefits of practicing. It helps us to achieve something, in particular any goals that we have been working towards. It helps us to improve our skills and develop them even further. When we practice something, we're strengthening our knowledge in that field and becoming more proficient in doing so. Do you ever see someone and think, they are amazing, they play so well? I guarantee you, most of the reason that person performs and plays so well is down to hard work, commitment, and most of all, practice. Practice brings us fulfillment. It can make us feel good, especially when we've been trying to work on something for so long and we finally have been able to do it. There is nothing better than that feeling of once you've finally hit that goal that you've been working so hard to achieve. That fulfilling feeling can make us feel good for longer and can really help us grow in confidence and keep us motivated so that we will continue that journey and continue to strive to improve and get better and get better. All in all, it's a cycle of happiness that just leaves you wanting more and more and more. So, what is the science behind practicing? What does it all actually mean? So you've heard of the phrase practice makes perfect, right? We've all heard that lots and lots before, and especially when we were younger. You need to practice, you need to practice, you need to do this, you need to do this to get better. How many of us actually listen to it? In your body, we have a little thing called myelin. Myelin is a white fatty substance that wraps around the axons in your body, allowing electrical impulses to travel really fast through your neural pathways. Too sciencey? Too tricky to understand? Yeah, me too. So, I'll explain in my terms, which I think might make this a little bit easier. Your brain connects to whichever part of your body you want to perform an action with. When you brush your teeth, do you have to think about what your hand's doing? I hope not. I hope you've done it that often that you don't need to think about it. But the fact is, we don't need to think about that because our brain has made it an automated process. We have done it so many times that our bodies can physically remember how to do it. When we perform an action, for example, playing the ukulele, let's just do something really simple like an F chord. The first time we play that, the first time we perform an action, we know what we want to play. So our brain sends those electrical impulses down to our hand to perform that F. But for some reason, it's really hard to put our fingers in the right position, put it in the right place, and that's because those electrical impulses on the way down have escaped, meaning that they know what they want to do, but they have not refined the skill enough to be able to perform it correctly. The more you do that, the more you perform that action, the more mistakes you make, the more you perform it, the more your body builds and creates a circuit, making it then automated. Like the phrase, second nature. Oh, it's like second nature to me. Meaning that I can do it so easily because I've done it so many times, I don't need to think about it. The more you do something, the more layers of that myelin wraps around those axons, the more you are able to do something, the more automated it becomes. So rather than practice makes perfect, practice makes myelin and myelin makes perfect. I wish I came up with that phrase myself, but I did read a very, very interesting book called The Talent Code by Daniel Coyle, who explains this whole process and travels all over the world and visits lots of different places that produce highly skilled performers, artists, musicians, athletes, and all of it comes down to the same thing. It's about practicing, refining the skills and repeating things over and over again. It's very, very interesting and I highly suggest the read. So we produce myelin in our bodies when we do repeat an action again and again. With myelin, the more times the action is repeated, the thicker the layer, and the more layers there are, the more automated that circuit becomes. So, To summarise, the more you practice something, the better you get. Seems like common sense, right? So, leave a little comment below on whether or not you've learned something in this video, and join me for the next video where we will discuss some habits of someone who practices lots, a good practitioner, and what are some of the skills and attributes that they possess that help them in doing so. Thank you so much. See you next time.